forum punya YouTube? Oke.
Udah, Sir.
Ya, teman-teman, kita rekam karena nanti ini buat filenya forum. Jadi salah satu misinya ketua adalah mengangkat kita ke level internasional. Dan kita mulai hari ini dengan niat baik, awal baik. Baik, itu aja. Saya Pak Lukman monitor dengan lagu, kita bisa mulai ya dengan lagu Indonesia Raya, lalu continue Amerika punya lagu, lalu langsung masuk buat perkenalkan Pak Budi dan Pak Eko, lalu masuk ke San Mateo dimulai dengan Ibu Elika. Monggo Pak Lukman, kita udah mulai telat 4 menit. Putus Pak Lukman.
I think it's connection problem.
Yeah, I'm sorry about connection.
Sorry, Sir. Lost connection, Sir.
Okay, we go. I'm sorry. I think we have to skip the national anthem, the American anthem. But at least the count is tough. Yeah, the thought is count. No, yeah. Okay, Maria ya. Okay. We go on. Buatu silakan langsung aja karena kita waktu. Monggo Buatu perkenalkan diri forum Humas dengan adanya acara ini lalu diserahkan kepada Pak Budi dan Pak Eko. Silakan Buatu.
Baik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Webinar ini terselenggara atas kerjasama Forum Komunikasi Pusat Kegiatan Belajar Masyarakat Kota Tangerang Selatan bersama Yayasan Malachi Fatima 6 dan San Mateo College of Sillicon Valley. Saya sendiri Nikmatus Saadah sebagai Ketua Divisi Humas dan Karir FK-PKBM Kota Tangerang Selatan. Kami persilakan Bapak Eko Hartanto selaku Ketua Forum Komunikasi PKBM Kota Tangerang Selatan dan juga Bapak Budi Kurnia selaku Ketua BAN PNF Provinsi Banten untuk memberikan kata sambutan. Demikian dari saya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Pak Eko silahkan, lalu nanti Pak Budi.
Harus ya Pak Charles ya?
Harus Pak Eko, biar kenal. Wajahnya kita ini ketua forum kita yang mau mengangkat level kita forum untuk lebih ke mendunia. Silahkan Pak Eko, monggo.
Siap. Terima kasih Pak Charles. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In Indonesian aja ya Pak Charles ya. Karena pasti belepotan kalau pakai English version. Sekali lagi, puji syukur kehadirat Tuhan Yang Maha Esa atas izinnya terselenggara kegiatan ini dalam rangka sinergi ke depan antara FK-PKBM Kota Tangerang Selatan dan San Mateo College distrik Sillicon Valley. Terima kasih buat Pak Charles dan Yayasan Malachi atas inisiasinya sehingga terselenggara kegiatan ini. kegiatan ini awal dari sepak terjang divisi humas yang menurut saya terlalu keren Pak Charles. Gitu. Ibaratnya
Terima
kami ini punya penggorengan kecil, tapi Pak Charles ngasihnya ikan yang terlalu besar. Sehingga kita harus berpikir bagaimana meramunya seefektif mungkin. Gitu. PKBM di Kota Tangerang Selatan ini harus dipahami bahwa kita punya berbagai varian siswa. Mulai dari homeschooling yang berbasis keagamaan di tahfiz dan pesantren hingga usia-usia menjelang tua yang memang membutuhkan ijazah. Tetapi patut dipahami bahwasanya Tangerang Selatan menjadi salah satu kota di mana siswanya menjadi barometer homeschooling di tingkat nasional. Artinya peluang dan pangsa pasar untuk bersinergi dengan college atau universitas di luar negeri itu masih terbuka lebar, gitu. Insya Allah sinergi ini positif dan membuka hasanah kita, dan satu lagi sebenarnya ini melecut saya untuk belajar bahasa Inggris lagi ya Pak Charles ya. Gitu. Terus juga harapan saya semoga kegiatan ini tidak hanya berhenti di sini, tetapi lebih dalam lagi Pak Charles, mungkin nanti kita bisa arrange lagi kegiatan ke depan yang lebih keren lagi. Itu mungkin dari saya Pak Charles, tanpa banyak mukadimah. Terima kasih. Lebih dan kurang minta maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Makasih Pak Eko. Thank you Bu Atu. Thank you Pak Eko. Now we continue with Pak Budi. Pak Budi.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Charles. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, Miss Diane, Mrs. Diane in California, San Francisco. Welcome to Indonesia in the virtual room. Terima kasih teman-teman atas kehadirannya. Saya apresiasi yang luar biasa. Perkenalkan, Mrs. Diane, I'm from Provinsi Banten, National Accreditation Board for Early Childhood and Non-Formal Education in Banten Province. Dan itu adalah lembaga we from the governments from accreditation a school accreditation for school in Indonesia, but we have 34 assembly perwakilan ya Pak Charles ya. Jadi 34 perwakilan yang ada di 34 provinsi, dan saya salah satunya di Provinsi Banten. Terima kasih yang luar biasa buat teman-teman Forum PKBM yang pastinya tadi Pak Eko sudah menyampaikan bahwa kalau bisa dibilang nih Tangerang Selatan ini bayi ajaib. Jadi melesatnya harus sedemikian tinggi karena kita sangat-sangat dekat berbatasan dengan ibu kota Jakarta. Jadi pastinya banyak sebuah improvisasi karena saya yakin bahwa warga Tangsel itu akan mendunia ya. Semoga ini juga pastinya harapan kita semua. Memang di PKBM yang ada di Kota Tangerang Selatan banyak perwakilan-perwakilan yang memang bisa ditampung, baik itu usia sekolah di usia 7 sampai 21, baik itu usia mutu atau mulai tua. Nah, ini juga menjadikan PKBM sebagai sekolah non formal satu-satunya yang bisa mengakomodir tingkatan paket A, B, dan C, satu-satunya dalam artian swasta yang negeri itu cuma SKB saja di Kota Tangerang Selatan. Dan pastinya ini akan menjadikan sebuah hasanah yang luar biasa ke masyarakat Banten untuk memilih jalur pendidikan mana yang akan mereka bisa lakukan, seperti itu. Dan pastinya dengan kerjasama dengan San Mateo College from California, pastinya ini kerjasama yang luar biasa. Semoga kedepannya kita akan lebih meningkatkan kerjasama ini sehingga masyarakat Tangsel lebih mendunia. Terima kasih atas fasilitas yang diberikan juga oleh Yayasan Malaci, sehingga kolaborasi antara Forum PKBM dan Yayasan Malaci itu makin lebih solid ke depannya. Itu saja dari saya, lebih kurangnya mohon maaf. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you Pak Budi. Mohon izinnya dengan Pak Budi, Pak Eko, dan Bu Atu, kita serahkan ke Elika langsung ke San Mateo. Mbak Dayan, so sorry if you speak in bahasa because
No worries.
yeah, you have Maria later on translated, but you can contact later on with Budi. He speaks English very well. So later on, but what we believe that this is for us to see better San Mateo, and then for San Mateo also to see us better, because this is the market that you will see as representative of Indonesia. Banten is quite challenging. I mean, like the progressive of education. Okay, Bu Elika, saya serahkan.
Thank you, Pak Charles. So thank you to Pak Budi also and Pak Eko for the opening speech. Terima kasih untuk kata sambutan dari Pak Eko dan Pak Budi. Perkenalkan, saya Elika. Mungkin ada beberapa yang belum kenal, mewakili Malaci 456. Seperti yang Pak Eko sampaikan, adalah penting untuk kita bersinergi antar lembaga. Dan begitu juga yang disampaikan Pak Budi. Dan tentunya tidak hanya membatasi untuk bersinergi dengan lembaga-lembaga di dalam negeri, tapi kita juga mau bersinergi dengan lembaga dari luar negeri. Webinar ini adalah salah satu langkah yang kita lakukan untuk bersinergi dengan institusi dari luar negeri. Dan San Mateo Colleges of Sillicon Valley itu bukan hanya terkenal karena reputasi yang sangat baik, tapi juga program-program yang sangat menarik dan beberapa kelebihan lainnya yang nanti akan kita dengarkan pada saat Ms. Diane Arguijo as the District Director of San Mateo Colleges of Silicon Valley memberikan penjelasan lebih detail mengenai program-program dari San Mateo. Bersama kita saat ini ada Miss Maria. Mungkin ada beberapa rekan-rekan yang belum mengenal Miss Maria. Miss Maria adalah representative officer dari San Mateo Colleges of Silicon Valley untuk Southeast Asia. Jadi beliau juga nanti akan membantu jika ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan dalam bahasa Indonesia dan hal-hal lainnya. Okay. Sebelumnya saya juga mengucapkan terima kasih untuk para rekan-rekan, para agent sekolah kami yang sudah bergabung hari ini, juga para orang tua yang ingin mendengarkan langsung penjelasan dari San Mateo Colleges of Silicon Valley. Terima kasih atas waktunya, dan saya persilahkan Miss Maria untuk memberikan sepatah dua patah kata. Silakan Miss Maria.
Terima kasih Bu Elika. Selamat pagi semua. Nama saya Maria Gunawan, saya representatif dari San Mateo Colleges of Silicon Valley. Hari ini webinar kita akan dipimpin oleh Ms. Diane Arguijo, Academic Director dari sekolah kami. Nanti kalau ada pertanyaan dalam bahasa Indonesia seperti Bu Elika tadi katakan, mungkin bisa dibantu, saya akan coba bantu sebisa saya. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Diane Arguijo, the Academic Director of San Mateo Colleges of Silicon Valley. Diane, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here, to be able to speak to you a little bit about our colleges. I'm very honored. Chairman Charles, I'm not sure if I'm getting your full name here, but thank you for the invitation. Elika, Maria's our what we call an in-country representative. She works full-time for us. We are lucky to have her. And I'm sorry to say, I think I'm one of the few people in my departments who has never visited Indonesia. So I was just messaging Maria and said, well, that's going to change. You know, we'll have to plan a trip for the fall. At least I will. Some of you may have met my former supervisor, Dr. Jing Luan. He traveled quite a bit to Indonesia, and some of my colleagues. But I was busy doing other things. It's not that I didn't want to. I didn't have the time. So again, thank you for giving me this platform to talk about our colleges. So if I could share my screen, is that going to be okay? Let's see if it lets me. Nope, I'm disabled. So let's see. If not, I sent you the PowerPoint so we can make this work.
I think you can share your screen now.
He's already.
Okay. Oops.
Yeah.
There.
All right, thank you. Let's see. I got ahead of myself here. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So I really thought this theme, oh, I'm going to have to admit people now, it looks like. I'm sorry. I might be interrupted. It says admit. I don't know if that's just me. Can there be two hosts? Okay, no worries. I'll stop and admit people if I have to. So I really wanted to focus on pathways to US universities. I think it's important to understand all of the benefits of starting at a community college. So I'll be brief. You may have already heard this from some of my colleagues if they visited your schools or you happen to meet them at fairs. So basically, community colleges are another way for high school students to get to the same goal of a university degree. We offer the first 2 years of university and basically the same classes. Students then apply to universities and transfer and finish the last 2 years. So in general, community colleges across the US, there are over 1,000. The tuition is lower. So that's one benefit. It's always going to be lower. So that would be a savings for a lot of students when they do transfer to the university. Plus, there are over 4,000 universities in the US. So coming to a community college like ours, we have 3, you have more time to research which is the best university for me to get a bachelor's degree. So you have that first year to explore. And then I'll talk about how UCP and some of our other programs play into this. Also, it gives students time to transition. We've had many Indonesian students come through our colleges. They've all done very well. I'll have a student speak later to the group, and she can tell you herself about the experience she's having. So again, it's community colleges allow students another option. Instead of going directly to a university for 4 years, they can come to a community college, 2 years full time, then transfer 2 more years, you get the same bachelor's degree. In the end, the degree has the university name, just like the student who started as a freshman the first year, no difference. So about our colleges, we are 3 community colleges just south of San Francisco. All 3 are within an hour's drive of San Francisco. So Skyline College, closest to San Francisco, 20 minutes or so south. Then there's College of San Mateo, another 20 minutes by car. And then Cañada College. I know it kind of looks like Canada, but it's not. It's a Spanish name, Cañada. And it is another 15 minutes by car. So all 3 are in San Mateo County. That is why we're called San Mateo Colleges of Silicon Valley. As you can see, all the world headquarters of major high tech are in our area. So I'm not going to go through all of these points, but just to say that we have won awards for our STEM centers. We've won awards for being innovative in our approaches to recruiting international students, and also offering programs where students can access our classes without having to come to our campus immediately. They can take some time from their home to take our online classes. We have excellent intensive English program. We have opportunities for optional practical training, meaning students, when they complete a program of study, they can apply to work up to 1 year after completing their program. It's all legal and get paid. So experience and pay. So that's a very good thing. Even for students who only come to us for a 1-year certificate program. It also, they have to be on campus, but it also applies to those students. So an excellent way to get experience and also start earning your credits towards either certificate or associate degree and then transfer. So for those that come onto our campus, we have something called a homestay referral program. So I tell parents, no need to worry. We have an excellent families that will have accommodations for your students. You would have to pay the family directly. So application to come onto our campus is very basic, an online application, $50 fee, minimum English proficiency, TOEFL, IELTS, or there are some alternative ways to demonstrate that. A bank statement that the family has enough to cover the entire cost of tuition and living in our area. Our tuition is low, about $8,000 full-time a year, but the living is not low. We are in Silicon Valley, so it is pricey. So our total financial requirement is $26,000 for students coming onto our campus. However, there's an alternative, and I'll speak, of course, about a few others. So global online learning allows high school graduates to start taking those transferable courses, university transferable courses from their homes after they graduate. So it's called global online learning. So we recommend possibly a year, or you can take a semester's worth, 2 or 3 classes. It's up to you. And then apply to transfer, come to us as an F1 student to complete the second year. And then again, same process, you can go on to university, you'd have to apply to a university. So you would be saving all that money in living expenses the first year. We have the intensive English program, which allows students who do not meet our English proficiency requirement to start with them. They can start online or on campus if they're high school graduates. Now, as part of UCP, which I'll talk more in detail about in the next slide, University Credit Program. So that is our newest initiative for current high school students in high schools abroad and in countries outside the US. So students outside the US can start taking our university transferable courses, but it has to be through a partner, and I'll go into detail about that in a second. The eligibility begins with English proficiency levels. So for this particular program, there is a different requirement. You must take an assessment through our intensive English program. It's a comprehensive assessment, and students must score an 85 out of 100 in order to participate in the University Credit Program. It's very important people understand that, and there's a reason for that. We want to make sure that the students will be successful. And they must have specific skills at a particular level in English. Reading and writing is very critical. These are university transferable courses in UCP. So some of the sample courses that we've already offered to other high school students in Taiwan and India, and actually a few did come from Indonesia. So Elika did send us a couple of students. So we had career and college counseling, which we are going to require for some students wanting to participate in the program. It's essential they understand how these courses will transfer, how to plan for the university transfer, how to plan to come onto our campuses to complete the associate degree for transfer. So that's a class that is very important. Introduction to Business is very popular with a lot of high school students who are interested in that as a major. So we offer that. The Computer Information Science, CIS, it's an introduction class. It's also very popular, so we have offered that. And Environmental Science serves as both a general education course and a major course if you're majoring in science. So these are just some samples. We will be offering in the fall, possibly not all of them, but a few, and I will make sure we get that schedule out when it's ready. So again, the university credit program is not for individual students to just apply on their own, like Goal or F1 students. This, we do need a partner in the country, an institutional partner. So Malachi 456 is our partner in Indonesia. So they have already worked with us to send a couple of students to UCP. So that's who we will continue to work with. So some of the qualifications, at least 16, they can be older, but 16 minimum. The English proficiency, I've already spoken to you about that minimum score of 85 on our English assessment. Their school record, a school transcript up until whatever grade they're in, we would want a copy of that, and a copy of their ID, school ID or government issued ID. Now, what are the benefits or advantages? Basically, any student who starts to take these classes. Now, again, these are classes that are transferring to all of our university partners. We have over 140 in the US and 3 internationally. So let's say a student would like to enter a university as a freshman. Well, it's only going to enhance their application. If they want to go directly to a university after graduation, they'll already have these credits. So that would help enhance their application. You can save, you can start taking classes. Again, you'll be saving on the cost of living. You'll already have these. You have less time either at our colleges or at the university. And basically, it's our professors are have current industry experience. That's also very important, especially in the tech fields and business, right? They are coming from those fields. They have a lot of enthusiasm and knowledge about what they teach. So we've had nothing but great reviews on that. So again, lots of good benefits to starting with UCP. So about those credits. So the reason we say university transferable credits, we've actually also referred to them as UC transferable credits, because the University of California is one of 3 systems of higher education in California. We're the only state in the United States who has 3 systems: the community colleges, the California State University system, and the University of California. There are also private colleges, but public, state-funded 3 systems. So we communicate, we articulate our classes. There's no guesswork. If you read the course description in let's say biology 100, it will say UC transferable at the end of the description because it transfers to the system, University of California. So which the more famous universities are Berkeley and UCLA. So the level of curriculum The standards are high. So that is how we differ from other programs. This is just a snapshot. We have over 140 university partners, meaning they've already agreed to take our transferable courses into their university so that students enter in a third year when they transfer. So some of the top 50, of course, are the UCs, UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC San Diego, UC Davis, so excellent. They're also out of state and then out of country. So I have, let's see if she is available. I have a student, Caitlin, who wanted to say a little bit about our colleges. So Caitlin, I don't know how we would find her.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay. So Caitlin, go ahead and just, tell, this is our student from Indonesia. She agreed to talk to all of you about her experience. She's at Skyline College, and I'll let her say a little bit about her travels to our college and why she chose us and what her experience is.
Hi everyone. Halo semuanya. My name is Caitlin Gracela Huangwijaja, but you can just call me Caitlin. So I'm at my first semester at Skyline College studying mathematics, and I'm interested in going into the field of data science. My goal is to transfer to a top university and to work in the field in the technology industry. So I first heard of Skyline College from my two older sisters. They went to Skyline College before me, and they were able to get accepted into the #1 ranking public university in all of America, that is UC Berkeley, and my other sister got accepted at UCLA. So after 2 years of studying in Skyline, they were able to transfer to these top universities. So I thought that Skyline College is a good place for me to start my journey in pursuing higher education. And my experience in Skyline has been so good. Honestly, I was afraid at first of studying abroad and going to America, not able to make friends and doing bad at my classes. But after arriving in Skyline, I think that I didn't have to worry about those things, because at Skyline, they give you so much support, and the counselors and the supervisor and professors, they help you. And so I didn't have to feel afraid in reaching out for help, and they're all very nice. I didn't have trouble making friends there because everyone is nice, and it is a small but friendly community in Skyline College. So I'm very glad I chose to go to Skyline College. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. And she'll be around for questions just like I will. And just so you know, you've just completed your first semester, correct, Caitlin?
Yeah, that's right.
Just your first semester. And I believe you were offered a job as a student ambassador. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so here's another thing. Students can get paid to work on campus and help out in particular offices or with a professor. In our case, we like to hire our international students to help us in the office. So she is going to be a student ambassador in the Skyline International Student Program office. So we're happy to have her. She's also very active on campus, which she didn't say, right? We were vice president of Was it the internet? Is it the International Club or?
Yes, I was the vice president of the International Student Club.
Okay, so I know she's humble, but there's a reason we wanted to have her as a student ambassador. So and we do tell all of our students, international students, that if your goal is to get into a top university, a world-class university like UC Berkeley or UCLA, you would need to be involved on campus. It's critical. It's not just about the top grades. They look at that, of course, but it's how involved are you? What type of leadership abilities have you demonstrated while you're studying at the community college? So all of those things are very important, and all of our students who that's their goal, they do those things. They get very involved. So thank you again, Caitlin, for being here.
Thank you.
Taking time out of your evening. So I'm actually done. I thought I'd really have more time for individual questions, if that's okay, and I can stop sharing. You don't need to see my photo there, or whatever, however you'd like to proceed.
I have a question, Diane. Maybe I will start. Okay, so basically this forum, we have 43 schools under the forum of Tangerang Selatan. And then we have Pak Eko leading this forum. And we have Pak Budi leading the province. Banten is above Tangerang Selatan. So more schools under Pak Budi. So the question now, we have students that are able to go to the state because they are rich. And then second, we have students that they are sponsored by the government. But I need to know how to get the informations, especially for the schools, like the government, that they can sponsor the students who are smart, but they are underprivileged. And then San Mateo open for the opportunity for the government Indonesia to pay for the students. That's what I need to know.
Oh, okay. So how to get that started, or what to get that conversation going? Well, let me tell you that I would say at least 5 years ago, I was approached by the Malaysian government for that very thing. They had a scholarship for their top students, indigenous Malaysians, and they were fully funding them tuition and living, and they wanted to save money. So that was that was interesting. They came to me, because of our transfer rates to top universities. So rather than the government paying these full scholarships to go directly to a university where the tuition is 4 times our tuition, they are saving money, right, by coming to us. So I'm happy to present, to provide information to any government official, or have another Zoom call, answer questions. But that particular partnership worked very well. We had 36 Malaysians come to our colleges, and they all transferred to top universities. So yes, it was very successful.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you.
May I have questions, Pak?
Ya, monggo Pak, monggo, silakan Pak langsung.
Yeah, Diane, Rizal speaking here. I'm truly happy that you are here. I'm working for Oracle, one of the logo that you just shown, and very happy that I'm one of the principals here that have been volunteering to assist underserved students.
Yes.
But I'm asking these questions on behalf of others, so they can benefit to this question. First is that I imagine that it is important for us to get the immigration credential and everything. Do you, or are you going to issue the I-20, or is it still applicable now?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so we were having to limit the number of international students the past couple of years because we didn't have a lot of on-campus classes, but now we do. So we're fully open to accept F1 students. So the process is They would apply through our online application and provide all the documents. Once they're accepted, they receive that document, the I-20, which they would then take to a visa interview at the consulate or embassy, whichever is closer to them. And we have had a lot of success with very few denials, because we also, within our application, we have a section called University Transfer Pathway. And not all the 140 universities are there, but those that were willing to offer a letter, a conditional letter of admission, basically because they guarantee a transfer if the student has a minimum GPA requirement on the courses that are required for transfer with us. So, so a student can pick one of those universities, and we'll give them a copy of that letter. It's a conditional letter of admission from one of the university partners, and our acceptance letter and our I-20. So that's what they would take to the visa interview, and it's up to our embassy or consulate official to award a student visa.
Okay, so regarding the GOL program of yours.
Yes.
So the first year is actually the you can take online, right?
Yes.
So the I-20 is not needed for that matter, right?
No, yes, it's not.
Okay. After 1 year, then you get all the immigration clearance and everything, right?
You would apply for the F1 application. It's two different applications. The GOAL application has some similar requirements: high school graduation, submit your transcripts, minimum English proficiency. Here's the big difference between GOAL and F1. GOAL, we don't require a financial statement. We don't need to, you don't need to demonstrate you have $26,000 in the bank to help cover the costs of tuition and living. F1 on campus, yes, that's an additional requirement.
Okay. May I still have question, Pak?
Monggo, Pak. Monggo.
Okay, I don't want to dominate. Okay. I noticed that it is you can transfer all the credits to other colleges, right? There are several partners of yours. Is it limited to California only, or is it open to all universities? And I know that because I graduated from Oregon State University, I graduated from Georgia Tech. Those are different. One is quarter basis and the other one is semester basis. Is it limiting the options?
Oh, good questions. Okay, because we are semester, and you're right. Some universities are quarter. They convert the credits. It's not an issue to go from semester to quarter or quarter to semester. They'll convert to make that equivalent. Okay, as far as universities outside of California, yes, if you on our website, which Maria can put our website information, our district website for international, there's a transfer tab, and you can see we have university partners in other states, and we have one in France, one in Vancouver, Canada, and one in, actually there are 3 campuses, Australian Catholic University System. And I'm working on several are pending in the UK for transfer.
Another thing is that, do we need to have a major, or can it be the undecided major?
I have really good questions. Yeah, because it's different with community college and university. University, you could do undeclared, undecided. Community college, international student must list a major. They can change it. They're not, it's not gonna, like, we'll have to say, oh, you must study, then you picked business. No, you can change it later. In fact, many do. But you must write a major when you're applying. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Diane.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ya, happy to have Pak Rizal. Others, kalau ada pertanyaan juga, Bu Maria akan lead ya, Bu Maria ya.
It's okay. You
Yeah.
can ask Diane directly. All the people here, ladies and gentlemen, bisa tanya sama Diane secara langsung saat ini karena kita ada Diane. But if you need further assistance, I'm always here. I am based in Jakarta. We share the same time zone. And I also have Bu Elika who supported me very well. Thank you so much. So ya, kalau ada pertanyaan nggak masalah bisa tanya ke Diane untuk saat ini. Atau mungkin kalau misalnya nanti ke depannya ada lagi, kita bisa support untuk itu. Saya ada di sini.
Boleh bertanya, Bapak?
Monggo Pak, monggo Pak.
Okay, this one maybe Ibu Maria may be the one to answer. But are there any competitors in Jakarta or Indonesia in general, colleges who offer the same services like San Mateo, like this one?
Well, there are community colleges, of course, happening or market their schools in Indonesia pastinya. Tapi yang saya tahu, as far as I concerned, our UCP is the only one that we have at the moment. Kalau Pak Joshua tanya mengenai apakah ada banyak community colleges di Indonesia, or not in Indonesia, what I'm saying is, are there some colleges or community colleges that are targeting Indonesian market? Of course, we have some community colleges here that always like joining the fairs and looking for Indonesian markets. Yes, but I don't think for UCP. I've never, as far as I understand, I don't see them offering UCP to this market. But I hope that's answering your question.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Bu Maria bisa sedikit nggak UCP itu apa sih dalam bahasa Indonesia? Maksudnya kelebihannya apa, keunggulannya? University Credit Program, right?
Yes. Okay, Diane, they're asking me if I can explain about UCP a little bit in Indonesia. So,
yes, of course. Yeah, you're familiar with it, so please.
Jadi yang tadi sudah dijelaskan oleh Diane, UCP, University Credit Program, itu adalah kredit yang kita bisa ambil pada saat anak itu masih di Indonesia, which is ketika anak itu masih di high school. Mungkin dari slides Diane sudah dijelaskan bahwa pendidikan di US itu kita bisa collecting credits. It's transferable. Jadi credits yang kita dapat di community college itu bisa ditransfer ke university. Dan UCP itu istimewanya adalah kita bisa mengambil kredit itu ketika kita masih di Indonesia, and not just that we are still in Indonesia, but we can access that credit while we are still in high school. Kira-kira seperti itu, Pak Charles.
Ya. Jadi ilustrasinya, contohnya misalkan kita sekolah punya anak kelas 10 udah bisa ngambil kreditnya, jadi begitu selesai kelas 12 bisa langsung ke Amerika dengan sisa kredit yang sudah diambil di Indonesia. Seperti itu kah? Kira-kira
seperti itu, tapi pastinya kita ada requirements. When you said grade 10, requirements kita adalah age-nya harus 16, harus 16. Jadi ketika dia grade 10 harusnya biasanya dia belum ada yang 16 tapi biasanya kan 15 ya. Jadi saya nggak mau terlalu put your expectation too high that you can put your grade 10 into this program. So I would say 16 plus.
Oke, jadi umurnya di 16 ya, bukan grade ya. Berarti SMA tapi umur 16.
16. Baik. Harus 16.
Baik, terima kasih.
Untuk secara umur ya, Pak.
Iya. Thank you. Mungkin teman-teman ada pertanyaan lainnya? Saya pikir
kalau nggak ada, saya mau tanya lagi.
Boleh, boleh banget. Ini kita punya itu, monggo Bang Ica.
Okay, probably for Diane. In Indonesia, we have curriculum Merdeka now. This is new curriculum introduced by our minister. Basically, you can transfer some of the credits to other universities. So, for example, I'm attending one of the colleges in Indonesia, but I can attend another college and then transfer back the credit to my home university. Is it applicable to San Mateo colleges?
So the higher education credits at the universities that students are taking there, are you asking if they transfer to us?
The other way around. So basically, if they attend the university here, can they still apply to your colleges to take some of the credits?
Yeah.
And then get some certificates or whatever to transfer back to the university in Indonesia?
Ah, yes. So, okay. So we have no control over what the universities in other countries will accept from our credits unless we've had a specific partnership, which we do with only 3 outside of the US. Within the US, it's not an issue, right? It's community colleges or transferable credits are accepted throughout, even if they're not our partner in the US. Whether the Indonesian universities you're talking about, well, they will take our certificates or some of the classes that we're offering through UCP or through GOAL, let's say online, that would mean some type of partnership with them. I can't answer. They may accept them, but I don't know. I mean, it's usually we have to have a partnership.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Or probably if we have partner in Indonesia, or maybe
we could. I'm open to
partner in Indonesia.
Right,
That would be
Maria,
great.
it's new thing. You
It's
should,
new. Okay. Well, maybe
get
if they're open to a conversation about a potential partnership for that purpose, so that students could take, they wouldn't lose their place, or they would be able to use our credits in their university. It's possible.
Bang Rizal, itu bisa kita follow up ke Unika Atmajaya, Unpam sama UPJ.
Iya.
Yang bahasa Inggris sama teknologinya. Bisa tuh, Bang?
Iya. I have a question for Kathleen. Is she still around?
Iya.
Hey, Kathleen, orang Indonesia itu kan kalau ke sana, itu kan selalu worry gitu ya. Belum punya kenalan, belum punya saudara atau apa gitu ya. Kalau saya dulu di sana ada Permias yang membantu atau ada community gitu, Indonesian community helping them. Masih ada nggak ya seperti itu?
Oh, Permias sih masih ada. Permias ada di mana-mana.
Jadi sana juga biasanya kayak gitu ya, kita bisa kontak Permias, lalu kemudian mereka welcoming gitu ya setidaknya. Oke, setidaknya untuk cari apartemen di awal-awal gitu kan, itu matters banget kan. Oke.
Tapi lewat sekalian college juga bisa ketemu roommate gitu.
Oh gitu. Jadi di sana ada apa? Dorm gitu?
Oh, enggak ada dorm, tapi bisa minta bantuan sama ke supervisor untuk connect kita sama orang yang lagi cari.
Okay, that helps. Yeah. Thank you.
So we're basically having a housing coordinator, Pak Rizal.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not an agent, it's our own housing coordinator. Jadi belakangan saya assist students yang mau tinggal di apartemen. Jadi kita bisa memberikan list of apartments yang ada di sekitar situ yang memang kita recommend. Kemudian ada juga ini yang tadi ada yang jelaskan mungkin sedikit tentang kita ada what that program called, Diane?
Homestay referral program.
Right, homestay referral. Homestay referral. So basically, the student will stay with American family dan mereka bisa memilih American family. Ada prosesnya. Jadi ada proses pencocokan apakah anak ini nanti tinggal di mana dan sebagainya. It's actually safer karena semua families yang terdaftar itu memang sudah ada di list. Jadi ada program seperti itu, Pak. Jadi nggak khawatir sih sebenarnya.
Okay.
Excellent. Can I just add a few things about the university transfer process? So when a student, an international student, applies to a top university, let's say UC Berkeley, it's world class, right? They have over 100,000 applications for freshmen for first year, and they can only choose 3,000. So highly competitive, and they're all top students. So the chances of someone getting in from another country are a little slim, because they must take a high percentage of the freshmen from California high school seniors, from the graduates. Now, as a transfer student from a California community college, not just our three, but any California community college, the University of California system must prioritize 85% of the admits as transfers must come from California community colleges. And there are less. There might be, let's say, 28,000 or 30,000 applicants. And so that is why when students work very hard with us, they have to have the top grades, like Caitlin's sister, top grades, involved on campus. They have a better chance of getting into a top university, because they're looking at them as an international student, but also as a California community college transfer student. So they must prioritize that student over somebody from Texas or somebody from England or anywhere else. So that's a little bit of information that I think is very valuable for students whose dream it is to get into a top university to get their degrees.
May I ask Kathleen a question?
Sure.
Okay, Kathleen kan mendengar program ini dari sisters ya yang sebelumnya sudah dapat. Apakah Kathleen tahu mungkin teman-teman yang lain they are aware of this program at your school?
From my high school, no one is going to the US, unfortunately. But aku ada teman yang tinggal di Serpong. Dia tahu program ini dari kalau nggak salah a director dari San Mateo Colleges adakan sebuah promosi seperti itu. Kalau aku lulus dari kelas 10 dan aku masuk ke sekalian college.
Okay, thank you, Kathleen.
I hope that helps.
Okay,
Yes, that helps, Kathleen. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Or?
I still do, if I may.
Hey, that's okay.
Okay. Any certificate programs that you offer? Not for high school students, for anyone who wants to get a either nano certificate or summer school or something like that. Do you offer something like that?
We do. So are you speaking of online or in person? They want to come on?
Both.
Both. Okay, so online through Goal for any age. That's the other thing about community college. There are students who are 16 and there are students who are 70. So, and the reason is because there's always something to learn. And so there could be just wanting a few classes, somebody who's older and wants to learn something new. They've already had their career. So, but certificate programs, short term, to come onto our campus for certificate, it must be at least a year-long certificate program, and you can come and study with us. And also, though, through GOAL, the Global Online Learning, you can take one class You can take 2 classes, you can take a certificate towards a certificate or a degree. We have fully online certificates and degrees as well. So that's available through the GOAL application. So that would be online.
Okay, thank you, Diane.
Boleh tanya?
Silakan Pak.
Tapi bahasa Indonesia ya. sorry. My English is very bad. Yang agak menggelitik dari diskusi kita tadi malam, Bu Elika, ketika kelas 10 itu sudah bisa mengikuti program ini maksimal 30 kredit gitu ya. Terus nanti bisa dilanjutkan seperti itu kurang lebih ya. Artinya kan ada semacam kalau bahasa saya itu curi start untuk belajar terlebih dulu, terus dilanjutkan 1 tahun lagi di San Mateo College 2 tahun, terus 2 tahun lagi untuk lanjut ke university untuk ambil bachelor degree-nya. Artinya setelah lulus SMA di sini itu cukup 3 tahun untuk ambil bachelor degree atau gimana? Artinya ini kan ketimbang siswa kita yang kuliah di Indonesia yang harus 3 tahun lebih itu di sana bisa 3 tahun sudah dapat gelar bachelor degree. Apakah seperti itu atau gimana?
Betul sih Pak. Betul yang Miss Maria ya. Memang
kurang lebih benar. Cuman again saya harus mengingatkan bahwa program UCP, kalau misalnya kita bicara tentang UCP, kedepannya, okay, so when we're talking about UCP and if your student sudah memilih major, dia mungkin bisa mengambil program-program yang memang related with her major seperti itu. Tapi kalau ekspektasinya, oh nanti 3 tahun sudah lulus, mungkin Pak Eko saya akan nggak mau put your expectation too high, karena mungkin harus dipikirkan bahwa gimana pun anak itu masih sekolah, itu satu ya kan. Dan yang kita ajarkan adalah college credits. So basically kita membatasi bahwa 1 semester itu cuma boleh 6 credits yang diambil. Dan itu pun dia juga harus sudah siap, karena ini college credits ya, karena goal kita adalah anak-anak itu bisa sukses, kayak gitu. Jadi mungkin Bu Elika, I'm going to just be like a bit frank at front supaya pengharapannya tidak terlalu tinggi bahwa nanti 3 tahun lulus kayak gitu. Mungkin ada beberapa faktor yang memang harus dipikirkan karena ini untuk anak high school, seperti itu Pak. Kalau dari saya sih.
Mungkin saya share sedikit ya, Miss Maria ya. I'm going to share a little bit about our experience because we already have Julius who had joined with UCP before. Jadi Pak, kita sebetulnya sudah tahun ajaran ini murid kita sudah ada yang join program UCP. Cuma karena memang kebetulan anaknya sudah di grade 12, jadi dia curi startnya nggak sampai 30 unit gitu. Nah, jadi seperti yang dibilang Miss Maria, nanti semuanya tergantung si anak sih Pak. Jadi kalau anaknya memang mau cepet, dia bisa ngejar sebetulnya. Tapi kalau anaknya santai, ya dia santai aja. Karena di sana pun summer program pun kan sebetulnya mereka ada ya, Miss Maria ya. Jadi short semester gitu, kadang-kadang anak-anak tuh ambil 12, ada yang cuma ngambil sedikit juga nggak apa-apa sih kalau short semester. Cuma itu kan mempercepat mereka lulus juga gitu. Itu kira-kira seperti itu sih Pak.
Betul. Percepatan program itu pasti, karena kalau bisa kita ngomong soal UCP, that's the whole idea. Kita bisa start earlier, dan pastinya kalau start earlier pasti bisa lebih dipercepat kayak gitu. Cuman ya itu memang tergantung dari anaknya nanti, dan kita harus ingat bahwa ini adalah college credit. Itu sih yang saya mau tekankan Pak, supaya nanti jangan sampai ini bisa diambil dalam waktu yang singkat seperti itu sih. Kita harus melihat beberapa faktor juga. Intinya yang kita mau adalah kesuksesan dari anak itu.
Oke. Terima kasih banyak, Bu.
Ya, terima kasih.
Mungkin dari rekan-rekan lain ada yang masih mau bertanya? Oke, jika tidak ada yang bertanya lagi, mungkin kita sudahi ya, Miss Maria. Bagaimana? Atau Miss Dayan masih mau informasikan beberapa hal lagi?
Selamat pagi, boleh saya bertanya, Miss?
Oh, silakan Pak.
Ya, saya Rino dari Gesit Community Learning Center, Tangsel. Yang ingin saya tanyakan, apakah nanti di program ini sekolah, San Mateo ataupun College punya program beasiswa atau scholarship gitu? Apakah ada bagi anak-anak berprestasi? Karena mungkin banyak anak-anak berprestasi tapi tidak mampu gitu kalau di kami gitu ya. Nah, itu aja sih pertanyaan saya. Thank you.
Silakan Miss Maria.
Okay, Diane is asking about the scholarship, so I'm going to explain a little bit in Indonesia, and then you can add up if you want to add up something. Okay, Pak Rino, thank you so much for your question. That's a very good question. Kami ada scholarships, Pak. Ada yang namanya Global BK Scholarship. Ada di website kami. Nanti kalau Bapak mau tanya lebih lanjut bisa, karena agak lumayan panjang. Jadi kita ada dua. Kita ada Global BK Scholarships untuk international student dan ada alumni yang untuk nanti kalau anak itu sudah masuk, sebenarnya nanti dia bisa mendapatkan scholarship lagi. Tapi pastinya karena kita community college, idea of the scholarship is a little bit different than in university. Jadi idenya adalah anak itu tetap harus admitted dulu. Jadi harus masuk dulu. Setelah itu baru kita memberikan award. Jadi scholarship-nya itu berupa seperti award. Ya, mudah-mudahan cukup jelas. Sebenarnya memang agak lebih panjang. Kalau misalnya Bapak mungkin mau tahu lebih lanjut, nggak apa-apa. Nanti saya bisa assist Bapak untuk menjelaskan lebih lanjut. For the time being, if you want to know about the scholarship, you can also browse in our website. I will put the link in our chat ya. Sebentar saya put the link on our chat. Okay, Pak.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So I do need to add though, Maria, we are putting our scholarship on hold for the fall. We still have the program. What you have to understand about public state-funded institutions in California, we can't gift money. We can't give away our money. It's taxpayer money. So we have a private scholarship foundation where people donate money, and that's the money we can give away. So right now we are not going to be able to offer it for the students in the fall, but we are looking at bringing it back in the spring and from there forward. So students have to be admitted in order to apply as well. But unfortunately, it's on hold for this fall.
Okay, thank you for your update, Diane. So ya Pak Rino, sesuai yang dijelaskan bahwa untuk fall ini memang tidak ada. Jadi saya juga barusan mau kasih linknya di website. Ternyata jadinya karena fall ini di hold, jadi tidak ada di website. Tapi program itu tetap ada dan mungkin nanti akan muncul kembali seperti yang dijelaskan Diane barusan.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Miss Maria. Ini mungkin saya tolong koreksi saya kalau saya salah. Tapi setahu saya biasanya anak-anak yang belajar ke Amerika itu mereka biasanya dilihat dalam 1 tahun atau 2 semester. Kalau GPA-nya bagus itu otomatis mereka memang ditawarkan scholarship. Ada yang saya lihat seperti itu. Apa seperti itu juga pelaksanaannya atau bagaimana? Atau mereka harus apply?
I am not really sure if that comes automatically, so I'm going to ask Diane now. Okay, Bu Elika, do you want to address the question to Diane yourself?
Yes. So Diane, my question is based on what I hear from my friends that some of students, when they already study there, international students, when they already study in US and their GPA at least for 2 semester is really good, then automatically they will get like the information such as because your GPA is more than our standard, and then you can apply for the scholarship, usually something like that?
Yes. Yeah, you're correct. You can apply. It doesn't mean you'll get it, but you can, yes, you're correct though. Opportunities open up once international students have been enrolled for at least a semester. There's a financial aid office. There's, so they will post information on small scholarships. They're small, but you will see which ones international students can apply to. I would say there are quite a few. So they are welcome to apply to any that we have at the college. Yes, that is true. And they are notified. And we have had international students get those small scholarships. So let's say $400, $600, it helps. Yeah, like especially if you have, top grades, right? They look at that. And if you have a talent, like we had an art student get a scholarship because it was specifically for an art student. And she was from, Luxembourg. Yeah, she was from Europe.
Thank you, Dayan. Ya, jadi seperti itu Pak Rino sebetulnya. Kalau ada mereka sekolah di sana dalam 2 semester biasanya itu kelihatan GPA-nya bagus, mereka pasti akan terima email secara otomatis bahwa karena GPA mereka bagus, mereka boleh apply untuk scholarship. Besarnya scholarship biasanya nanti disesuaikan nanti berdasarkan interview dengan pihak sekolah. Biasanya ada tahap-tahapnya.
Ya, khususnya ini saya tambah Dayan. I have a student have talent in kesenian, budaya, ya, seni tari, budaya, seni lukis. Itu mereka spesial gitu kalau menurut saya. Nah, apakah ada jurusan-jurusan itu di sana yang menyediakan tadi beasiswa untuk anak-anak seperti itu? Thank you.
Silakan Miss Maria, mungkin perlu ditranslate sedikit.
Okay, sebenarnya Pak, Dayan is asking that he has this special students who has who is very talented in art and music, and he's asking if we have scholarships for these students. So I understand what I believe. Let me just get this straight first to Pak Rino. Pak Rino maksudnya, apakah Pak Rino, apakah anak-anak yang talented ini bisa mendapatkan beasiswa ketika mereka apply ke sekolah kita atau setelah mereka menjalani sekolah di San Mateo Colleges maksudnya?
Iya, mungkin setelah menjalani ya kalau lihat dari penjelasan itu, jadi mereka menjalani.
Okay, so dari saya sih pasti ada chance-nya, but I'll explain to Dayan so that she can explain it better to you. So basically what he said is after the student is admitted to San Mateo Colleges of Silicon Valley, and these are talented students and they have a good grades or a good performance in showing their skills in art and music. So basically, of course, they have the possibility of having scholarships. That's his question.
Yes, there's always a possibility. I don't know how many art and music scholarships there are. It'll vary between each of our 3 colleges. Now, just so you know, College of San Mateo has a top-rated jazz program. So it's very well known. And a lot of those students do get into conservatories of music once they graduate. So that's just College of San Mateo. The other 2 colleges have music programs, but College of San Mateo specializes in jazz. Now, art, so 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, all 3 colleges have art programs. So I would say there will be some opportunity for applying, but no guarantees that they would, it's still competitive, the scholarships, because again, it's private money. We can't gift our public money. So it's usually donations in a private foundation. But another thing, if you have students who like these special programs like fashion design, interior design, we have top rated programs at Kenyatta in those two areas. I mean, they're comparable to all the expensive art schools in San Francisco at a fraction of the price. Yeah, so I mean, I can go on about a lot of our programs, but those are specialized programs, yeah. Oh, I can also mention any students who have interested in digital art 3D animation. So two of our professors formerly worked at Pixar. So that's who's teaching the students.
And I think because like our location is very close to those companies,
Yeah, Pixar's within
that's
an
a
hour.
very big opportunity for international students.
Two of our students had summer internships at Pixar from that program.
Thank you Dayan, thank you Maria. Kita masih ada 15 menit. Jika masih ada pertanyaan, kita masih punya waktu 15 menit. Jika tidak ada pertanyaan, kita bisa tutup. Saya kembalikan nanti untuk ke Bu Atu. Teman-teman gimana? Oke, Bu Maria, if we have still questions, itu kita nanti kemana kontaknya? Ke Bu Maria kah? Ada yang bisa dikasih nomor telepon atau apa? Nanti ke forum, ke ketua forum?
Right. I'll work closely with Bu Elika. So I'm going to put my number here, but I work closely with Bu Elika. Let me just put my number. Boleh hubungi saya, Bapak Ibu, jika memang mau menanyakan lebih lanjut. Saya akan coba bantu semampu saya, semaksimalnya. But for some administration-wise or anything related with administration, maybe we can work with Bu Elika also.
Yes. Thank you, Bu Maria. Thank you so much, Dayan, for today. For San Mateo, thank you so much. Maria, thank you so much. Terima kasih banyak juga untuk forum yang telah membuka kesempatan bagi kita untuk berkembang. Jadi saya simpulkan sedikit bahwa hari ini di mana forum Tangerang, FK-PKBM Tangerang Selatan, Komunikasi Tangerang Selatan, memulai kerjasamanya untuk ke level yang internasional dimulai dari San Mateo, Bu Maria. Jadi nanti harapannya adalah banyak hal tadi yang juga ada kesempatan kita mau kembangkan juga, tidak hanya PKBM tapi universitas lokal untuk yang transfer kredit segala macam yang tujuannya adalah bekerja sama dengan pemerintah. Di samping itu juga untuk beasiswa yang tadi ada pertanyaan, mungkin nanti bisa kerjasama dengan pemerintah membayar siswa dulu, bayar untuk beberapa semester di sana lalu lanjutkan dengan di San Mateo. Bentuknya seperti apa nanti akan kita ajukan ke ketua forum. Baik, itu aja. Baik, teman-teman, sebelum ditutup mungkin Bu Atu ada yang mau sampaikan, lalu Pak Eko. Bu Atu. Oh, kayaknya Bu Atu sambil ngajar. Baik, Pak Eko, bagaimana Pak Eko?
Pak Charles, maaf, mungkin kita perlu dokumentasi ya? Foto dulu.
Boleh. Ya, betul. Baik. Ya udah, saya kembalikan Bu Elika, dokumentasi langsung Bu Elika tutup. Sepertinya Pak Eko dan Bu Atu sedang sibuk, Pak Budi juga ada pekerjaan yang lain. Jadi mungkin diwakilkan oleh Bu Elika, foto bareng terus kita tutup. Gitu kali ya, Bang Ical, begitu ya?
Baik.
Ya, oke, Bu Elika silakan monggo. Teman-teman ya.
Bapak Lukman aja yang foto. Sorry. Ya, jadi ini saya minta Pak Lukman sebagai person in charge untuk internet saya nggak koneksinya kurang bagus nih.
Baik, tolong Pak Lukman instruksinya. Jadi semua tolong layarnya dibuka gitu ya. Terus kita foto bareng. Foto barengnya gimana? Saya kurang ngerti, saya masih gatek nih. Pak Rizal biasa.
Kan page 1 kemudian page 2 ya Pak ya. Ya. Teman-teman silakan dibuka kameranya supaya kita bisa foto bareng. Oke, silakan
siap,
Pak.
ya.
Satu, dua, tiga.
Oke, sudah.
Sudah. Yang halaman kedua, karena ini 2 layar kan, ada halaman kedua.
Sudah.
Terima kasih semuanya. Terima kasih Pak Charles, Ibu Atu, Pak Eko, Pak Budi, and special thanks to Miss Diane and Miss Maria for today, and we hope that in the future our cooperation will be better and better. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, Diane.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night. Thank you, everyone.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Teman-teman, monggo silakan meninggalkan ruangan virtual saya terakhir. Terima kasih semuanya.
Terima kasih semuanya.